Hi friends, welcome to AhiluArts channel. I am Uma. In this video we are going to see a very simple but beautiful stitch of all time. It's called iris stitch. It's nothing but a shell stitch, but instead of 5 double crochet we are going to do 2 double crochet, 1 chain and 2 double crochet. That's it. It'll be so good for any blanket pattern. It'll be the best, simplest pattern for any scarf you're going to do, and it can be you can make dishcloths or pot holders with this pattern with the cotton yarn as well. Okay, and one more advantage on this is it has both right sides and wrong sides in the same side on both the sides, so both the sides will be identical, so there is no particular right side or wrong side in this pattern. Okay, so let's start doing this. If you see, this is a pattern. You have to have a four multiples of 4 plus 1 stitch. Okay, I always tell you, if you want to do any stitch, any particular pattern, you always have to have a odd number of stitch, so that you will have a border stitch on both ends, right? So in this you have to have multiples of 4, which will be an even number, and for the border stitch you will be having another 1 stitch. Okay, so now I am going to do 17 stitches. So if I want, which is nothing but 16 plus 1, 16 is a multiple of 4. Okay, so in order, if I want to have 17 stitches, I have to have 18 chains, right? Because in the first row we'll be skipping the first chain and start doing single crochet in the second chain, right? So 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 11 12 13 14 15 16 17 is what I want to have, and 18 because I want to do a single crochet. Okay, now skip the first chain, do a single crochet in the second chain. You all know we will be always doing the single crochet not in the front or back loop, but in the back bump of the single crochet, back bump of the foundation chain, so that we will have the perfect finishing on both the ends. Okay, so this count 17 stitches will be a perfect size for a scarf. You can do the same size scarf with your own color, your own choice of color. For example, if you want to do a rainbow scarf, you can do all the seven colors with 10 rows each. Okay, so you will be having a 70 row of fabulous scarf. Okay, or you can do with the spring colors or sherbet colors, according to your own choice. My suggestion is you can use as many colors as possible, but better it will be a solid color, or you can use a cake yarn, so that it will be having a multiple color in a single yarn, but at the same time it will be a single color for each row, right? So that is how you can make a simple pattern into most elegant projects. All right, so now I am doing a row of single crochet in the foundation chain. If you see here, because I worked on the back bump, you can see the perfect finishing on the bottom side. You can see the V's, little V's in each stitch, right? So I have done the 17th stitch now. Okay, now we start the pattern. Okay, what we are going to do is having a set of each 4 stitch. So once the set is completed, we'll be having a border stitch at the beginning and the end. So for that, what I'm going to do is 1 2 3 chains, because that will be my first double crochet. I will turn my work, skip the first stitch because you already have a chain 3 for that, which is the first double crochet, right? So skip the second stitch, and in the third stitch you do 2 double crochets. Okay, and 1 chain and 2 more double crochet, all in the same third stitch. Okay, so I told you iris stitch is nothing but a shell stitch, but with the chain in between. Usually for shell stitch, what we'll do 5 double crochets in the same stitch, but for here we'll do 2 1 2. Okay, so now in order to complete this set, what we are going to do, we have skipped one stitch in the front, so the same thing we have to do after the set. So skip one stitch and do a double crochet in the 5th stitch to complete the set. You see here, double crochet, iris stitch, double crochet. Now again we are going to follow the same pattern. Skip the next stitch, do 2 1 2 in the next stitch, 2 double crochet, chain 1, 2 double crochet, and skip the next stitch, do another double crochet in the next stitch. So skip the next one, do 1 2 chain 1 1 2. Now skip the next one and do a double crochet. So finally we'll have 4 stitches for the next set. So what we'll do, we will skip the next stitch, do the same pattern, 2 1 2 pattern in the last to 3rd stitch, 1 2, and in the final 2 stitches we'll skip the 1 stitch and do a double crochet in the last stitch. Okay, always take both the loops, front and back loops. Now since I have done 16 stitches and each set is having 4 stitches, we'll have, see, 1 2 3 4 sets of iris and 1 double crochet at the border. Okay, so that is why we need to have multiples of 4 plus 1. Alright, so in order to do the next round, what we'll do, chain 3, turn. In the first row alone, you have to make sure that you are skipping perfectly. Skip one stitch, do the pattern, skip one stitch, do the double crochet. So from the next row onwards, all you are doing is working on the chain 1 and in the standing double crochet. So you don't have to count or make note of the stitches. So chain 3, that will be our first double crochet, and do the same 2 1 2 pattern in the chain 1. 1 2 chain 1 1 2. So now skip these 2 double crochets, do a double crochet in the standing double crochet, so that we will complete one set on the previous set. Okay, so the same way we are going to continue the rest of the sets. A set is, I'm saying, this pattern 2 1 2 pattern plus 1 double crochet is called a complete set. Okay, so since we have 17 stitches, we'll have 4 set plus 1 border stitch. Okay, so after this, skip these 2 double crochet, do a double crochet in the standing double crochet. So this is what the pattern is all about. Okay, this is the simplest pattern, and you can see the pattern is since I am using a whole color, solid color, this is actually getting visible more elegantly. Okay, so 2 double crochets, chain 1, 2 double crochets. Okay, remember, whenever you do a double crochet in the chain 3, for any project, not only for this, always do the double crochet in 2 loops of the chain, that is the V. You see the V here, use 2 loops. If you use only 1 loop, it will form an unwanted gap like this. We don't want that. And if you do the stitch in the gap itself, it won't be nice. So what I'm suggesting is always do the stitch in the V. If you see, you can see the perfect V of the chain. So insert into this loop and in this loop, so that you will be inserting into the V, then complete the double crochet. Okay, so this is how the stitch will be so stiff and straight. Okay, so this is how the pattern is. As I told you, this side is the right side for the second row and this side is the right side for the first row. So both the sides will be having equal number of right side and wrong side, so there is no, so both sides will be identical. So again, for the third row, chain 3, do the same pattern. Okay, this one I'm just doing it as fast to make sure that you see how the pattern is at the end of the third row. See, I'm not even counting or not even measuring the stitches. I'm just inserting into wherever the chain space is, so you don't have to even think to do this pattern, or you can watch whatever you want to watch and can do this. All right, you can, since I'm having 17 stitches, which is 16 plus 1, I'm having 4 sets. If you have 21 stitches, you will be having 5 sets. So according to that, you can plan your project. If it is a blanket, you can do for example 100 stitches, so that you will be having 25 sets, or you can have 120. 120 is a reasonable number for any blanket, any baby blanket. So 120 stitches if you do, 120 plus 1, 121 stitches if you do, you will have 25 sets, and it will be a beautiful blanket. So now at the end of this row, again for inserting into the chain, I will use both the V's and do the double crochet and complete this row. You see how this pattern is clearly standing out. Okay, so try this out, try this in your scarf or any other pattern you want, any other project you want to do. Share your photographs in our Facebook group or Facebook page, or you can even tag me at AhiluArts in Insta also. More importantly, like, share and subscribe to the channel and hit the bell icon so that you never miss any video. Okay, please do share it with your friends if you like our channel. Thank you. Bye bye.